As we continue our West Africa overland expedition, we arrive in Angola for the very first time, with our journey taking us to Lubango. Surrounded by towering cliffs and the iconic Christ the Redeemer statue, Lubango offers breathtaking views. Our adventure begins waking up beneath the Jesus statue above the city with a glorious sunrise, before driving to the winding Leba Pass, a road that spirals up the hillside. Then we drive across town to discover Tundavula, where dramatic landscapes meet vibrant local traditions. And here's how it went. Good evening, guys, and welcome to Angola. This is our third country on our overland expedition up the west coast of Africa, and this is our 20th day of the expedition. We have just spent the first 3 weeks going through South Africa, and we just finished going through Namibia, and late yesterday we crossed the border from Namibia into Angola, and today has been a big, long driving day across the southern part of Angola here, and we have finally made it to Lubango just as the sun was setting over this beautiful ridgeline of mountains out here, and we have come up to the top of the cliff where there's a Christ the Redeemer statue that's overlooking the city of Lubango, and from up here we're just looking right down on the sprawling city below. And as we were entering the city at sunset, I was riding on the top of the truck there, and we just got this really cool view driving through the city of Lubango here. And this is our first real stop here in Angola, and Angola is just one of the places that I'm most excited about on this overland expedition. It is one of the biggest countries here in Africa, and there's so many really cool landscapes. You're going along the coast here, and it's honestly just a place that I really know so little about, and I'm hoping to learn more about Angola as we're traveling across the country here, and I'm very excited to take you guys along and show you. And I know the plan is to camp here tonight up on these cliffs overlooking the city of Lubango, and then again tomorrow we'll be exploring some of the other viewpoints and things that you can do in and around Lubango. And I think tomorrow night we're eventually going to head up over into those cliffs on that side of the city there and see some of the views from that way as well. But yeah, anyways, got here just for sunset, so I'm glad I was able to show you guys a little bit of this overview of Lubango in this golden light here tonight. And yeah, we're gonna set up camp pretty soon, and I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning when we get another view overlooking Lubango for the sunrise. With the city lights, we just walked over about 100 meters from the Christ the Redeemer statue, and there's this big like Hollywood type sign that says Lubango that you can read from all throughout the city. That's up on top of these cliffs, but at night it's just lit up, and then from here we just have this incredible view of all of the city lights of Lubango beneath us. So yeah, very excited about this camp spot. This is just like one of the coolest spots, and can't wait to wake up and show you guys the sunrise tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. It is 6 in the morning, and this was just the most beautiful place to wake up to this morning. I just walked out of my tent and I was greeted with this amazing aerial view of the city of Lubango, and then we slept right at the feet of Jesus here at the Christ the Redeemer statue. And what an amazing view. You have these cliffs way off in the distance on the other side of the city, and the sun is just starting to rise above the horizon there, and we're gonna sit up here and watch the sunrise hit the valley of Lubango. And again, one thing about Angola is this was a former Portuguese colony, and with a lot of the Portuguese colonies during that time in the 1900s, there were these Christ the Redeemer statues that were built on hilltops overlooking the city. That was built in 1957 by some Portuguese settlers. What a beautiful, beautiful place to wake up. We have just driven about 30 or 45 minutes out of Lubango here, and we have come to the edge of the huge plateau that we were on there and up to the escarpment, and we are at the Leba Pass. And from here, we're about 6,000 feet above sea level, and we are just on all of these cliffs overlooking all of these rolling hills and mountains and the valley floor beneath us. But one of the most famous sites here in Angola is the Leba Pass road, and you have this road that weaves its way up the cliff's edge here, and you have about 8 or 9 of these hairpin turns that take you up the hill. So we're not going to take that road, but we've come along to the other side of the cliff here, and we have this really cool view looking right down on all of the switchbacks of the Leba Pass. Just spent about 15 or 20 minutes here at the Leba Pass, but this is just one of the most stunning views we've gotten so far. Again, we're about 6,000 feet looking down on the valley floor below, and then you just have that squiggling road, and it's just amazing. I mean, the road is super cool, but then just the view and the landscape from here. Anyways, we're jumping back in the truck. We're gonna drive back to Lubango and then out to Tundavala, which is just gonna be somewhere over on those cliffs there. Give us some more views of the escarpment here in Angola. Just driven an hour from the Leba Pass. We went through the town of Lubango, and we've come up the other side of that valley here, and we have come back to the escarpment, and this is called Tundavala, and you just have these incredible cliffs where you're just looking out at like the 1,000-meter drop that's right below us here. This is just beautiful. Check it out. The first little viewpoint I've come to here, there's like this little fissure that's right on the edge of these cliffs here. So you just have this little like sliver that cuts into the cliffs here, and you just have this beautiful view of the valley that's framed by these 2 giant rock cliffs looking out on the valley of Angola below. So yeah, beautiful view. You have this nice little viewing platform here to look at it. You can look right down, and it just drops right off there. Super deep. we've just come all the way to the edge of the cliff here, and these views are just magnificent. We're looking right down at the valley floor beneath us. There's a couple like villages down there, and then just seeing all of the jagged edges of the cliffs and the rocks here. And then you have this like green plateau butte that just spreads out into the distance, and then beyond there you have all of these jagged layers of mountains and rock formations way off in the distance. I just can't believe this is Angola. This is just so stunningly beautiful. As I'm heading back to the truck, there are a couple of the local tribes people from the Namib region, which we won't be going to on this trip, and it looks like they're doing a little bit of singing and dancing, so gonna check that out, a little bit of the local culture here. Leaving, they did a little like song and dance for us. I jumped in there dancing with them, but yeah, just beautiful to experience a little bit of the tribes here in Angola, because I don't think we're going to be going to a lot of like the tribal lands outside of here. So yeah, very, very cool local authentic experience, very colorful, and they have the clay braids in their hair and dancing and singing. It's just really, really cool that we got to do that. So anyways, we're gonna jump back in the truck here soon, head back down into Lubango. We might take a little break there before heading up north to Benguela. Alright guys, we have been driving most of the afternoon here from Lubango on our way to Benguela. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon, so we've been driving for a few hours this afternoon, and I think we have found our bush camp. And one of the things about Angola as we're going across the country here is we're going to be doing a lot of bush campings, which is where we're just finding little spots on the side of the road where we can set up our tents, set up our cooking that we're doing right off the truck here. And tonight we have just found this beautiful spot in the country. There are some of these like massive boulders and mountains way off in the distance that way. So yeah, we're gonna set up camp, do our little camp dinner here, and yeah, just have a beautiful night. Looks like we're gonna have a full moon here, and then tomorrow morning we're gonna finish our drive to Benguela, which will just probably be a couple more hours on our way to that coastal town of Angola. But yeah, beautiful spot and just loving the camping out here.
Sam, tell me how much fun you're having.
As much as I love to stick cactuses in my eyes, actually. So
That's how much fun you're having, sir.
yeah,
Good, I'm glad.
it's fun.
You're enjoying putting your tent up here?
Just love doing it every day. It's
Oh.
just my favourite part of the day. Really.
Good. I'm glad. Well, any final comments for the video, sir?
Anyone who's not put up a tent is really missing out in life, you know?